Hey, you guys. It's David, Valley and Beyond, and the lovely Mira Black.
Hello, everyone.
You got such a sultry voice.
Oh,
You do.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank
And Mira and I become friends over the last few years. I think we've known each other though for like 4 years.
Yes.
But more recently that Mira, can I tell people about you?
Yes, please. I'd love to hear what you think of me.
So, where we become friends is I'm involved in men's work, and so is Mira, in a way.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Yes, she has one special project.
But I'm devoted to the consciousness of the masculine, to the thriving of the
Yes.
man, the strong, loving, devoted man. I'm dedicated to that.
Yes, you are, and you do have a special project.
Yes.
Yes, he's the one you're going to marry.
He is the one I will marry.
So her guy and I are good friends, and we've been through tons together, so it's been fun watching you guys evolve.
It's true.
And there's the school of life, and one of the classrooms is called relationship.
It is the mirror of that other, and the things that are brought up.
Yeah.
That fire.
Yeah, it's exciting. So you guys aren't settling for shit. You're going for it.
We are. Well, we have this common goal of telling the truths that are deep within us, and that self-inquiry and that meditative state, and that kind of getting myself and my team into a place of being of service and being in that love and channel, and I think we're connectors, as you are.
Isn't it funny about
Clearly,
the truth?
connectors.
The truth. Just as soon as we speak whatever it is we think's the truth, it's like, oh, and then there's another level, and another level, and it kind of, it seems to, we can go quite deep into
The levels of truth.
Yes.
That's I think of. So we kind of name dropped Trevor without saying Trevor. So Trevor Thibodeau, and you're talking about a lot of the Enlightenment intensive work, at least my understanding of that depth. We talk about it in the layers of whatness, the layers
really?
of self.
Yeah, I just made that shit up.
Yeah. Well, we're all making it up, but yeah. But then there's this way that the ultimate reality. There's a way of speaking about that Godhead, or that consciousness, or that source, that awakening, that thing that we are all one of. That's the same in us. It just, then the stepping stones to get to that are so infinitely different, and the layers of truth and awakening moments and breakthroughs and inspiration along the way. And to do that inside a relationship is challenging.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not for the faint of heart. To not have a predictability and not have falseness or a layer of bullshit, because sometimes the bullshit is nice.
Comforting, yeah.
It's really comforting, and it's at ease, like harmony, peace.
Tell me I look good in these jeans. Right?
Yeah. Although he's not allowed to do that. No, you must tell me if I look shitty anytime. My ego is like, no. But that kind of thing. Like, you got spinach between your teeth, babe. Like.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I love you, but no. But that's the metaphor for being honest about what's happening when you're always in that place of self-inquiry and communication.
So the other thing that I love about you is that all of this comes out in your music.
I try.
It does. I mean, and in your poems and your prose. Mira can. I love how you share your poetry with us, and like long poetry. I can't remember, 16 words in a sentence, and you just, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I remember the first time at the Man event when you went to the stage and you inspired us, because when you speak like that, it's always about, the challenges of life and the inspiration of life, in my opinion.
Thank you.
I guess I'm a fan.
Thank you. That feels really nice. I feel seen. And I was thinking when I said I try, it felt like a throwaway. That wasn't that authentic, because it's not that I'm trying to be spiritual or be eventful in my music. It's that I hear shit and I get it out of me onto something to swim in the beauty of it or in the lesson of it, and I tend to learn from that thing that comes out of me. And so if I can stay true to that and present it authentically, then I inevitably touch that truth in someone else.
Then we all learn.
That connectivity.
Yeah, we all
and then I learn from you, and then we are connected. And it's just nicer for me when I'm not alone.
Yeah. Well, when you're authentic, when you're sharing your truth in music or in poem, it captures the room. And I've been with you now in several rooms where you've entertained, and it's not like entertainment. It's more like you're a teacher and you're sharing your truth through music, and and that's a pretty big deal.
Thank you. I just seem to be falling into it. Someone this morning just told me that about being a teacher and being a leader. We were talking about what that's like to be a leader. I don't think I've ever stepped into that fully.
Well, we fucking all have to now.
Amen, brother. That's it.
Yeah.
Come help. Well,
this
is what I got. Whatever it is. Here, there's my like all of it.
I have to, and I'm not going alone.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going alone.
You're coming too.
Let's go. Yeah, front lines.
Yeah.
Consciousness.
Isn't it great? Because some amazing stuff is happening.
I think so. I hope so.
No.
I know so.
Yeah.
So sorry. That was my little girl. Like, please, can we have
it is
more love and loveliness?
If it's happening for you and it's happening for me, it's happening for many.
True.
And yes, and it's your gift with the language to be able to share it. I think it's harder for some people to share it. I have a meditation class here on every Monday night. And it's just beautiful. The people that are attracted, that are coming, that want to not change, but want to, I believe, awaken.
Yeah.
Change.
Or at least swim that way. Let's go together. I hear you. I was just at the Sangha Festival of Medicine. Oh, you were there.
I was there.
And the room, they all came in with blankets and pillows and nesties, and most of them, I think almost everybody probably was camping. And so they came into this tent that I was in at Sangha, and it was a cuddle puddle all of a sudden. But it was really like beautiful and lush.
Yes.
So I want to repeat that somehow.
Trevor drummed.
And Trevor was there. Yes, that was my first gig with Trevor.
Yes, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful event.
It was the whole thing.
Our Ray Hawkins puts on.
Yes, and that thing he says about the next teacher or the next prophet won't come in the form of one person, but in the form of a community. And I love that. Yeah.
Well, that's happening.
Yeah.
That's happening. So I love how you share it with your music, and you. I'm going to ask you to share a little music with us, but before, tell us, you've got some events coming up, some public events, and where you're going to go and share your heart.
That's right. The next 3 immediate ones are, there's a place called Coffee Cats where this lovely woman put together a series called Diva Devo. So it's vocal jazz. So I'll be there on August 23rd on the Friday, and you can get tickets on my website, mirablack.com. Myself and Neil McVeigh on guitar, and he'll be playing piano. And then I'm at Lolita's in Inglewood, September 13th, Friday the 13th. And then on that Sunday the 15th, I'm doing an event with Alice Hong that's regarding the wild feminine, the untamed wild feminine. And so I'll be doing some pieces there.
That will sell out.
I think it's free. That one on the 15th has a whole bunch of different...
Oh, is it?
I'm just doing a couple, I'll be doing a little bit, a whole bunch of people will be doing a little bit, and I'll be doing a workshop, and we'll be doing
Where
sisterhood.
is it? Was it just for women?
I believe, you know what, you have to Google Alice Hong and find out. I believe so. I believe it's just for the sisters. I believe so.
So when we get this up, we'll tag this with
all 3. I do,
with those events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that people can see that
Yeah, and in October I'm doing an Enlightenment intensive. So taking apart Ravenna Sky and myself, our
Isn't the
staffing for
Enlightenment
Trevor.
intensive doing you?
Not in this one. Well, yes, in life. I mean, my life is an Enlightenment intensive. Yeah, bring it on. But no, I'm staffing it.
You're
so
facilitating or
I'm
staffing?
I'm helping.
Ravenna is leading?
Ravenna Sky. No, she and I are staffing. Trevor's leading it.
Okay.
Yeah, in October, and that's a beautiful, beautiful event.
Nice. Where's the venue? Where's it
That
gonna
one
be?
is out in Caroline, Alberta, at Lazy M Lodge.
Okay, where you were earlier this year.
Yes, we go there often.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That's the one we go. Yes, it's pretty magical.
The
Awakening.
Enlightenment Intensive, you guys.
.com.
Not for the faint of heart.
That's true, and it isn't for everyone. That's true. You just got to talk to us and feel into it, and if you're drawn, then here we go on a very magical ride.
Imagine for a minute that there's a process that can help us go deep enough to see that everything we just went through to get deep enough in was not really us. That we,
the stories that we carry,
the
definitely.
stories, and we go past the stories.
Pure mindlessness. What is it? No, mindlessness. Empty mind.
Empty mind, and eventually the mind surrenders. It says, "Okay, I give up."
Yeah.
And
that's the trick.
That is the trick.
That's the job, anyway, I should say. That's the job. That's the journey.
Yes.
You go, Trevor says, we're going straight we're not going up the mountain to enlightenment, we're going straight up the mountain. And everything that is not true will come in the way. Between here and enlightenment, here and awakened. Yeah. All the shit that's in between, all the stories. Yeah. And so we have a technique that we drop it.
I've played with that. I've never done the full thing. I've done...
you should come. You've never done an Enlightenment intensive?
No. So I know. It scares the shit out of me.
Well, but I'm there. But I'm there with you. Ravenna Sky's there with you, Trevor Thibodeau. I mean,
which means that they'll push me into the deep end quick.
It means that when you arrive in the deep end, we've got you.
Yes.
Right? We go there together in a way. I mean, you do all the work, but and your whole tribe of people that are also there doing the same, diving in.
Look, I have tears now just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Anyway, you'll feel drawn.
So I was in Bali.
Yes, let's go to Bali.
No, I was in Bali in '94, and I did it. I didn't do the whole thing, but I did this intensive, and we were in a group with Paul Lowe, and he had somebody come in and ran the intensive for like a day and a half. And, tell me who you are. And my body got physically ill.
Yeah.
My body got physically ill. I had to crawl out of the space. I couldn't. It was just
too much, too fast.
It was amazing. Because what had happened to me, I mean, in '94 I went to Bali to be with Paul, and to I did this 30 days of intense. And Paul had been with Osho for 14 years. I mean, this was the most enlightened man I ever. And I ended up spending 14 years with him. After that, I went to group after group after group, and Paul was just, and really, really helped me. But I was like this kid from the backwoods of New Brunswick, that ended up in Bali. I'd never been.
How old were you? Right, 94. A while back. Yeah.
I'd hardly ever been out of the country. Yes, and we were doing amazing stuff, and then he hit us with this.
Yeah.
In the middle of, we were like 15 days into this group. So
It's intensity. It's intense, and it's a timing, and it's also staff. And
it is why they call it Enlightenment Intensive.
Intensive. And I want to say, because it's funny, you were talking about someone named Paul. I mentioned myself and Ravenna and Trevor because you know them, but we also have a team that comes. He wants a therapist in Edmonton or counselor. Anyway, his name is Paul Graham, and he's wonderful. Papa Bear, and so he's on those intensives with us. So,
nice.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay,
name drop.
We're going to put it down in the...
in the calendar?
No, let's put it in the serious maybe calendar.
The serious maybe calendar. Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to Trevor about it. Let's see.
Yeah.
So anyway, I recommend that, and all of Mira's gigs as well.
It's everything about me.
Yeah. Well, you're the guest.
It's true.
You're the guest.
Also.
Yeah, you're here to share your love and heart and soul, and so I think tell me just quickly, why, was there a turning point in your life? Was there a time when you decided that I have to give this away, that I need to share my heart, I need to be, where was the turning point?
I was one of those kids who sang with the hairbrush, 7 years old. I remember memorizing the words to Grease, and like my stepsister and I would pretend dance, I was doing that when I was little. And then in high school, I did a lot of musicals again, and then right out of high school, I got into a band. So I've just been always doing it.
Yes, but it shifted. It's not just,
being of service with music happened on an Enlightenment intensive. It happened after an accident. I had a really bad concussion, and then I started doing these intensives for many reasons. And one of those intensives, I met my ego in the way that it arrives with myself as a singer and how I had approached music. Not that I didn't have depth to my music, but mostly it wasn't mine really, and I wasn't all the way, I wasn't showing up 100%, which maybe I'm still not, but less so as my 20s. And then I was faced with this egoic piece of me, and I couldn't sing. I just couldn't functionally, I didn't want to speak. It's like massive poet, storyteller. I spent days, or a day and a half on the intensive doing these dyads, just can't do it, just facing my ego. And finally the intensive master said to me something, he was sitting right next to me and he was listening to me in this weeping way. I was just like, I can't sing, it's not real. I feel it in my throat now. Everything that I was so in love with, I threw all baby with the bathwater for that. And then he said, just sing for me, and gave me deep contact. And I sang, actually, not one of mine, but Somewhere Over the Rainbow came out of my mouth. And I just was new.
Over, yes.
And it burst out of me, the music, and it was different. Everything was different. It was like a fist through the clouds. It was a plug-in. And then the music that I started writing after that was different. It was channeled.
Way more personal, way more real.
Yeah, way more personal. So it wasn't channeled, I'm not writing about the secrets of the universe necessarily or whatever, Shakti, but it was so, I had a superpower of taking the dark, and shining light on it. And there it is. And I'm with you, or whatever, we're together, or here I am in it, or whatever, opening myself up to that depth of this humanity, and the feelings of it, the joyfulness and all the sides of passion. I don't know. I think so.
No. Well, I think you didn't just make that
love.
shit up.
I sing love songs. You know what I mean? I just sing love songs. That's it. And
nice.
A lot of them are.
And it helps that you have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy the sound of my instrument. I do. I won't lie about that.
Well, that would be a tragedy if you didn't.
It would.
Oh God,
compelled to sing, and oh God,
I have to use this voice again.
Listen to her again.
And you can have moments like that, though.
Sometimes I'm sick of myself, for sure. Yeah.
Can you sing us a song with that?
Sure.
What were you thinking?
This is wonderful. I don't usually play these live, or not yet anyway. Normally I get Neil to do all the fancy footwork, but this is how it sounds when I write it. This is a really this song actually was a birthday song, since we've got the theme of Trevor, which and as our common goal, having a common thread. This song I wrote this to him on his birthday. It was kind of my seduction song.
Oh.
Yeah. I wanted him to fall in love. I guess.
I think that it worked.
Yeah.
And I understand why.
This one's called Sing Along. Can I say hello again? Would you let me try? Can we be alone and then will you hold me tight? Do you want to dance again? Would you take a turn? Can anyone tell me when? Will we ever learn? When your heart breaks just beginning, I'll be holding on. When you can't see what you're needing, I will shine till dawn. When your hope feels dark and stormy, I can be that strong. And when you really need to hear me, you can sing along. Nearly came to blows at times. We have turned away, forgetting the reason why we showed up this way. Never mind the time it took. Give it all your heart, opening to what we could, making a new start. When your heart breaks just beginning, I'll be holding on. When you can't see what you're needing, I will shine till dawn. When your hope feels dark and stormy, I can be that strong. And when you really need to hear me, you can sing along. After all this time, these games finally brought to light. Turn around, come home today. Stay with me tonight. Can you feel the way? You'll always be enough. Surrendering to the day we wake up to love. When your heart breaks just beginning, I'll be holding on. When you can't see what you're needing, I will shine till dawn. When your hope feels dark and stormy, I can be that strong. And when you really need to hear me, you can sing. You can sing along. Thank you.
That was awesome. Look at that.
Fun.
That's quite a long song, isn't it?
I don't know. Are they long?
I don't know, but that's great. I'm impressed.
Does that feel long?
I know, but I'm impressed that well, it seemed long. How many verses?
3 verses. Yeah, 3 verses. Yeah, I guess some of them have more of an element, I guess, like the styles of jazz. I don't mean necessarily my chords, although that's often how it's interpreted, specifically through some of the guitar players like Neil and Keith Price, and but they don't have the necessarily pop structure. They don't always, or at least that one maybe doesn't. No.
Sweet.
More ABA style, or like AABBA, I guess. Maybe I take more take more what's it called? Indulgences.
So did it work?
What did it? Yes, it did. It did work. In fact, yeah, we were. I was living in Winnipeg at the time, and we were doing the commitment. I don't know, one woman for the rest of my life. Like, what's that? And if that's the case, is it that woman or is it that man? Like, do we want to do this forever? And and I knew that I was monogamous, and that was important to me. And he was kind of wondering if commitment was this, or if this was the time, or if he was ready, and all of that. And so it's good times. But lots of lessons. Yeah, and lots of music. I wrote a lot of music around that time.
Did you?
Yeah.
So that was the period that you kind of split up.
Yeah, we were separated.
Yeah, I think I think it's great to share with people, because we all often have this idea. We glamorize other people's relationships sometimes. We think, oh, they have the perfect. They look so good together, and we have a tendency not to imagine that can be stress
Yeah.
and or that everybody's going through their stuff.
That's true. I think it's a young idea that, oh, once you find the right person,
Like
then
young-
huzzah, it's easy, it's
Like
over.
Carl Gustav Jung?
Yeah. No. Well, yeah.
Like a youth idea.
Like a youth, young, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a youth, a juvenile, not juvenile, because it's beautiful. It's love, it's fresh, it's
Well,
inspiration, it's
yeah. It's a bit-
infatuation.
yeah.
But there, I guess, to sort of be Captain Obvious, like the movies lied to us and convinced us, and it's good marketing. It's good money, like love
Yeah.
and divorce is marriage, and all of that is meaning, like the marketing of it, the hysteria of it, and the confusion of it, and the angst of it is like, there's truth to it, but there's also there's truth to the fact that when you're with a good partnership, that there's love and intimacy and great sex and all of the fun, your bestie and doing things and talking and debating. And there's the lessons that come from mirroring, which is the challenge of committed monogamous relationship and the beauty of it.
Bugger, you made me see myself.
Yeah. Yes.
That's one voice. The next one is, thank you for helping me see myself.
Yeah. Ho'oponopono.
Yeah. And anyway, so
it's beautiful in the way that it can reflect myself, or the way that I love myself. I love him and I treat him often the way that I notice, oh my God, I do that to myself. Like that's total judgment of, or I think you should, when it's actually me should. I. So yeah, and a lot of the music comes from, that's the similar, actually reminds me of what we were saying earlier in our conversation about, I write these songs and then I learn from them, like I kind of get these songs and I learn from them after. That happens with arguments as well, or dramas that we make up. It's like, oh, now that it's concrete in my mind in that way, it's like blazed in my mind when it's heated like that, or when it's frightening or whatever, or intense energy. It's an imprint, and that lesson is solid and then able to be of service.
Nice. So would you when actually normally I do an interview like this in this little room that's next to us, and the reason we came in here today is because, well, when you got here, I had customers here, and you came in and just started playing on this beautiful piano. This is a teacher piano. Somebody came and taught me. It's a kind of a mid-size, or as an upright goes, and it's a teaching piano. And it came from an old Calgary family. This thing was built in 1906. And the whole insides, the soundboard and everything was replaced about 20 years ago. So I know the story of this piano, and there's a lot of love in this old piano, and it's been banged around a little.
Yeah, a little out of tune, but it's got character.
Yes, and I mean, I hate to ask you to play a piano that's a little out of tune, but do you think you can make out?
I'm imperfect. I myself am imperfect.
We're all a little out of tune?
I'm worried. I was so worried. One thing kind of took me out when I was playing was I was worried that I was too close to the microphone. So I apologize if that song was a little too. So I think I'll put it. Do you think this would be too far?
Yes.
What about here? I don't want to put on the piano either.
No, can't
Sorry,
be on the
folks.
piano. So, I know. Here, give it to me. Give it to me. We'll be right back, you guys. I know you're going to miss us. And but look at that. I'm going to turn the camera.
Okay, I think maybe that's a great idea. I'm going to put a little bit closer. I think that should be good. I hope that works. That should work.
Yeah. Hey, you guys.
What do I play?
Well, you're there, and
Show me the truth. Show me all you can do.
wow.
Who are you? holding on to. Take me as I am. Can I believe in you? What does your heart say? Who are you? Who are you? You could light the way home. Oh, bend to what you know. Who are you? Who are you? I'm waiting for you. You need me to. Holding on to. Take me as I am. Why are you running in place? Pretending it's not enough when you've come face to face with love, waiting for you. Cause you asked me to. Holding on to. Take me as I am. Love is loving it through, baby. We can make it through. Holding on to. Take me as I am. Take me as I am. Take me as I
Well, let's face the camera this way. So, I know we've been watching you. So tell us just one more time, where are you playing the next little while? Yeah.
August 23rd at Coffee Cats Cafe. The tickets are on my website, mirablack.com. And then I'm at Lolita's in Inglewood, Lolita's Lounge, September 13th, Friday the 13th. And then I am going to be doing something with Alice Hong on the Sunday the 15th.
Nice.
And that's just find me on Facebook and I'll tell you all about that.
So if people want to download your music, where do you have it on?
iTunes, and you can access it on my website.
Okay.
Yeah, buy my music.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I look forward to singing for you and for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just really lovely and refreshing to have you come in and visit today and share your love and,
I appreciate
and
the
your
contact.
music with us. Yeah. Give me a squeeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
David.
Okay. Love you lots. Okay, you guys, we're going to go and do whatever it is that we're going to go and do, and follow us on YouTube, and thanks for just dropping in and hanging out with us today. Love you lots.
See you again.